Hello, audience out in Cable Land. My name is Doug Ulwick. I'm the event coordinator for Abington Celebrates, and we're here today to talk to you about our upcoming Oktoberfest celebrations that will be happening October 12th through October 14th around town, and we have a lot of events to talk about, so I'm going to just kind of jump right in. Actually, no, let me start out by introducing who's here with me tonight. That might make a lot of sense. Starting at this end, we have Sue McHugh from the Abington Dog Park Committee. And then we have Nancy Reed, who's with Abington Celebrate. She's also with the Summer Concert Series and a few other things around town. Again, myself, Doug Ulwick, and I have Ken Coyle here, a member of the Board of Selectmen, but also a member of our ad hoc committee. And then we have Michelle Christian on the end. And I don't know if the cameras are picking up, but we have a couple of dog visitors down there tonight on the floor because we're talking about dogs as well. So we have Harley and...
This is Carly.
Carly and Harley. It's like we planned it, and I'm just hearing the names now. But okay. Anyway, we're starting off this year on Friday, October 12th. Late in the afternoon, 5:30 actually, and we're kind of pushing it in terms of sunset, which will be happening earlier and earlier as the time goes on. But we're starting out at Griffin's Dairy, or Griffin Dairy Farm, as I understand it's now called, and there'll be a dedication ceremony there. There's a plaque that has been created to honor the Griffin family. There is Sunray Lee Farm is shipping over a pear tree, and it will be planted there, and it's actually in memory of Kurt Reed, who was a longtime milkman affiliated with the Griffin Dairy, and also raising the flag, I guess for the first time, at the new flagpole given by the Rotary, the Abington Rotary Club. So all of that is happening at 5:30, and we encourage everyone to see what they've been doing over there. They've actually been doing quite a bit over there in terms of trails and, of course, community gardening and everything else. So it's turning out. We've been hanging on to the property for a very long time, and it's very exciting to see something being done with it. So please attend on Friday and get a chance to see what they've been done, and congratulate the committee who will be there on all their work. Then Saturday morning, we're back to our Oktoberfest marketplace at United Church of Christ. By the way, this is our third year of doing Oktoberfest, and United Church of Christ has been with us from the start with our efforts, and they actually moved their fall fiesta to coincide with our dates, and it's worked out very well for everyone. Nancy, could you talk to us more about that?
Sure. First of all, there's no entry fee. Everything is free. The marketplace will have vendors and crafters, and then the whole church will be used. When you enter, you'll be given a sort of like a map program, and it will tell you where different things are located, but you'll also get a coupon that will give you $2 off every $5 purchase from the thrift shop. Now, the church will be starting its third year of operating a thrift shop, and for the marketplace, or for the Oktoberfest, they have enlarged it, and there'll be all kinds of holiday items, and all the prices are really, really reasonable. But of course you can get clothes, and there'll be all the winter clothes will be available, so you'll get lots of bargains there if you're interested. And then they also will have a lot of raffles, and in front of Doug here is sort of a raffle, but there is candy in that bowl, and we're going to have people guess how much candy is in the bowl, and the one that comes the closest will get the whole setup there, plus the candy. So that'll be kind of something fun to do. We're hoping to have some activities for the children, and of course we always have enough for lunch, including chowder, and you
The
won't
famous chowder.
Right. We have the chowder recipe actually in the cookbook that Abington Celebrates
yeah.
put together. And
It tastes better when someone else makes it, though.
right. So I'm not sure which chowder they're going to make this time, but there will be chowder plus the things from the grill that everybody loves, and there'll be baked goods. And also, Abington Celebrates has a number of items that we are selling in order to raise funds for the fireworks next year, and those items will be available at the marketplace as well. So I think I've covered just about everything.
I'm
It
not sure I
goes
mentioned
from
the time. Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Not 9 to 2, right?
9 to 2.
Okay, good.
So then you'll have a breather before you go to the next thing that's going to happen at Island Grove. So I think if everyone can come, you'll have a good time.
Absolutely, and I'm a big shopper and donator for the thrift store. It's a
know you
it's
are.
a great effort, and I really enjoy what they do there and the bargains they have. It's a good variety of items across the boards and always at good prices. So, well, before we jump to the Grove, though, actually, the Boy Scouts Troop 41 will be doing a car show at Lowe's. It's free admission to go and see it. They've done it for the past few years, and it's really quite good. I've had a chance to attend for a couple of years. There's a $10 entry fee for the cars, but for people coming in to see the cars, there's no entry fee at all. And I believe they're selling refreshments there as well. It's a good take. There's always some interesting shows. It's not themed in any particular direction. You're likely to see any kind of cars there, and that, to me, makes it much more interesting.
That's 11 to 2, right?
It is at 11 to 2, correct. And also, the Dyer Memorial Library is doing an open house from 1 to 3, also free admission. And they pulled together a special exhibit of local history. So if you'd like to stop in at 28 Center Avenue at the Dyer Library, a free event from 1 to 3. And at 3 o'clock...
Actually,
yes, sir.
stop here a second.
Go.
I mentioned that to several people at the Lions Club meeting about the Dyer Open House, and they were excited because the hours are erratic and it's tough to go there, and it's nice to know it's open, and they're excited about seeing the exhibits and just seeing the library, the museum, because it's hard to, it's really hard to hit the days that they're open.
Because they're open weekdays,
Yes.
primarily, and like one Saturday a month. So the notion of having it open on this particular Saturday is very useful. Every time we do an event at the Dyer and people come in who've never been there before, they're kind of blown away that such an amazing facility exists in Abington, and we're very proud of it. So hopefully people will attend and have a look around. And then we're starting with I think it's the 10th year of the Not So Scary Woods event from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock at Island Grove Park, and it's sponsored by the Abington Lions. Ken, would you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Michelle and myself are both Lions, member of the Lions Club. So we think it's our 10th year. And we actually did the same thing. We switched the weekend to coincide with this Oktoberfest. It's a great idea. It's what the title says. It's Not So Scary Woods. It's for younger kids, and nothing is too scary.
It's fun.
It's fun, and it's free. That's the great thing.
Understood.
In the past, we've had the Rotary there, Cake Connections. Truckey's going to be there again. They need to give away free popcorn. Lion Joe Russell is in charge of this, and he told me that they're going to have the Park and Rec there, letting people make s'mores with a fire pit. There's going to be Zumba demonstration. There'll be a dance troupe. If it's anything like the dance troops in the past years, it's really cool because they do the Thriller video, and it's a lot of fun, and people really get into that. They're going to have a needle in a haystack game. Not So Scary Stories by the library. They're excited to be on board again this year. And in the past, and they'll probably do it again this year, they have a touch a truck with the town vehicles. And the big thing is the kids' costume parade. Everything is free. The only thing we ask is that we do have the Lions Club trailer there selling hot dogs and hamburgers, and cream will be there with the ice cream as they are on the summer concerts, and they're very reasonable. And they're going to stay because after that, and I think Doug is going to talk about that, but after that we're having a special event right after the Not So Scary Woods. So, but Lions Club trailer and cream will stay after that right before the next event.
Okay.
Segue.
And the next event is Outdoor Family Movie Night. This year, for the first time, at Island Grove. It's once again being sponsored by the Hug Foundation. In the past couple of years, we have done it at Riley Field, up near the town hall and library. And I think we've kind of lost our audience between the two events. So this time we're staying at Island Grove, and the inflatable screen and stereo sound system will be set up at the old stone bandstand out at the point, right near the swimming hole. So you'll be able to sit under the trees and watch the movie there. The movie this year, by popular demand, is Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Is it really?
Absolutely.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if I'll have a chance to pre-screen it, but I'll be there definitely to see it that night,
I'm not
maybe for
gonna
the
tell you
first
how it
time.
ends. I'm not gonna-
Does everyone live?
Well, yeah, hopefully,
Hopefully.
because it's not so scary woods.
And that everyone lives. Absolutely. That would be kind of important. But anyway, so we're really thrilled that that the Hug Foundation is still on board to do this for us, and we're hoping with a different location that it will be successful. The town only recently actually put electricity into the old stone bandstand, which also is the base for the town Christmas tree, so we're taking advantage of the upgrades to the building to be able to do this in that location. And I think it's going to be kind of fun right there, and again, a good transition coming in from the not-so-scary woods. So that takes us through Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, we hope that you are hungry, because this year the Lions and the American Legion are joining together to put on a pancake breakfast from 8:30 to 11, I think I have the time as, at the Legion building. And Michelle, could you tell us more about that?
Sure. The pancake breakfast has kind of become a staple for the Abington Celebrates weekends, for each of the weekends that we do now. And it's, like you said, it's all you can eat for $8 per person. There's family pricing. It's $25 cap. It's at the American Legion. And there's going to be pancakes, not just regular pancakes, chocolate chip pancakes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Scrambled eggs.
Whoa.
Sausage, toast, juice, coffee, tea.
French toast,
And
come on.
it's-
I mean,
well,
maybe
I
not.
don't know
If you want to
French
help,
toast.
if you
I don't
want
want
if you want to help cook, you can. We'll have French toast.
But it's a good way to start off, because we're going to have a jam-packed Sunday full of events, so it's a good way to start off.
Get fueled up.
Pancake breakfast,
Absolutely.
yep.
And the American Legion has offered to help us out this year, so hopefully they'll be helping us cook, and they've given us the hall for nothing. So we're excited to join forces with them.
It's great. They're
And,
always our big supporters.
And for information on this event and the Not So Scary Woods and other Lions Club events, please go to the Facebook and just do a search for Abington MA Lions, and you'll find the flyers for these events. And I think the general flyer itself is going out to the schools usually.
Yes, we're taking our schedule of events and locations, and we will be putting that out through the Constant Contact.
It's constant.
I always get it
our
wrong.
Newsletter.
Okay.
If you haven't subscribed, I don't mean to.
No, do, by all
divert
means,
from
because
that.
we have our own, yeah.
We have a newsletter now. We have about 300 subscribers.
Nice.
It's growing every day. And if you haven't subscribed, just send us an email at abingtoncelebrates@gmail.com, and we'll get you hooked up
On the
to
list.
the newsletter. Yeah.
And of course, the school also has Constant
Yes, they do.
Contact, so
Yep.
it will go out certainly through both. So stay tuned. We have the list pulled together now. Anyway, and then not long after breakfast, we're starting our Oktoberfest family celebration. And it is at the Legion. It is in front of the Frollo School. And it is on Memorial Field behind the Frollo School and the Legion. We have really kind of spread out with our events. Most of the fun amusements are sponsored by a coalition of the Jeffrey Coombs Memorial Foundation, the Jeremy Russell Memorial Fund, and the Sergeant Daniel Vesalian Memorial Fund. And through their generosity, we have had the Joe's Crazy Critters and petting zoo. We've had bouncy houses and kids games and hay rides. And I'm not sure exactly what they have in store for us this year, but I would expect stuff along that line, and we'll see what else they come up with. But it's always a good time. I had a comment made to me a couple years ago by a former neighbor in town saying, last weekend we traveled 20 miles and bought tickets and stood in line for half an hour to do everything we're doing here today for free, which, by all means. So come out and enjoy all Abington has to offer through the generosity of these folks. Something else that's going on is, in conjunction with this, is it's been renamed the Halloween Canine Costume Contest, and I'm going to ask Sue McHugh to talk about that. She's our dog park resident expert, and by the way, congratulations. Today I saw on Facebook that there's an actual plan of the park put out, all color keyed and coded and labeled as to what's going to be there, and it's exciting to see it come to that point.
Definitely. We started this effort more than 3 years ago. This will be our third Oktoberfest. And our goal was to get a grant that would pay 90% of the cost, and we would fundraise 10%. And we've nearly gotten to our goal.
Yay.
Our initial goal is $17,000. We're almost there. So we're pretty excited. And we won the grant in January.
That's
so now,
the Stanton Foundation?
yes,
Do I have
it
that
is.
right?
It's an organization based in Cambridge that supports dog parks and canine units across the state. And as you see, Carly's very excited.
Well, she moved.
Something for her. So we received the first disbursement from the grant, and now we're just getting the project ready to go out to bid. It is taking a little while, so the fact that we got this rendering to help us visualize the park is pretty exciting.
I agree.
So at our Oktoberfest event, we will have a couple of things that have been great draws the last few years. We'll be out there from 12 to 4. That's when all the family activities take place. At 1 o'clock, we're having a contest for kids 12 and under. It's a best dressed stuffed animal contest. Last year, our winner was a child who created the costume out of paper. Some bring like Build-A-Bears, whatever you have. It's just a fun way to get the kids out there. That's at $1 to enter. Then at 2 o'clock, we have the doggy costume contest, and every year we get some really amazing entries, and we give out as many prizes as we can, depending on the donations that we receive ahead of time, and we do a little parade around 2 o'clock, and that's always a lot of fun. We're happy this year that at 3 o'clock we are going to have Flying High Dogs. It's a Frisbee dog group run by Mike Piazza. We had him at an event that we sponsored in June, and he brings this group of dogs, and they put on a little show. You can find them on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. And so we're happy to have him. Most of our events will be in front of Frollo. The dog show, the demonstration will be behind
Back
Frollo,
at Memorial
on
Field,
Memorial
right.
Field, just for more space.
Yeah, they need it.
The Frisbee Dog Show is free to watch. The dog contest and the kids contest both have a small entry fee. We'll also have a ton of raffles, and everything that we raise goes to help our dog park. Once we get our initial goal of $17,000, we'll then start stockpiling money for maintenance, so that the first few years, once we have it open, we can be sure that it's being taken care of.
Will you, at this event, have the order blanks for the memorial bricks that you're selling as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Part of the park will be a path of bricks, similar to what is found at Town Hall and the public library. And you can buy a 4x8 brick for $100. The dog park gets a very significant portion of each sale, and you can inscribe the brick, to a beloved pet, to a family member. Put your own name on it, whatever you like, and it'll be part of that path. It's a great fundraiser. We've sold, probably 3 dozen so far, but I know as the park gets closer to groundbreaking, I think a lot more people are interested.
Well, it's feeling more real. Again, now there's a plan out there to look at, and your fundraising goals are getting nearly met, at least for the initial fundraising, and there's been a disbursement of money from the Stanton Foundation. So it's beginning to feel very real, and
Yes,
I think that's going to help a lot.
Yeah,
I really
we're
do.
pretty excited about it.
Absolutely.
And just so people are aware, the dog park is going to be located. If you're the Abington Senior Center, which is on
Summer Street.
Summer Street,
Right near
If
the
you're-
railroad tracks.
Exactly, right after the railroad tracks. If you're looking at the Senior Center, it'll be right to the left in the woods. There'll be a little bridge to go in there, and then we're going to clear some land, and that's where it's going to be. There's plenty of land in there. It's kind of a neat location. You share the parking lot with the Senior Center.
So, and behind the senior center is the pickleball courts?
Yep.
So we have a lot more stuff going on at the senior center than we used to.
Yeah.
I see we have the Chiron plan up so people can get a sense of what's going on.
I should
Oh, go ahead.
I should mention that if you want to take a closer look at this plan.
It's on
It's
Facebook.
posted on our Facebook group, which is Abington MA Dog Park. It's a closed group, but if you ask to get in, we'll let you in. It's just to avoid
Didn't this
too
one
much
get
advertising.
Didn't this one get posted on Life
This
in
one's
Abington?
also on Life in Abington.
Yeah, I thought I'd
and
seen
we'll
it
have
there.
a big blow up of it at Oktoberfest, so you can see
Good.
it closer.
Good.
It's a little hard to see all the details
Right.
without your.
I think
spectacles,
significantly,
but
though,
you get a good sense of
Yeah.
what it's going to be.
I think significantly there's two main areas, a small dog area and a larger dog area. Now, was that the Stanton Foundation who required that, or you guys
No.
knew you wanted to do
A
it?
lot of parks do that. Initially, we weren't going to do that. We were
Okay.
going to save a little bit of money.
Sure.
But that's really, it was added for popular demand.
Yeah.
People really wanted
It's what
two
people feel
separate
comfortable
areas.
with. Okay.
Yeah, and people in this community and surrounding towns have been so supportive.
Yes.
If they ask for something, it's
You're
just
gonna do
seemed-
it.
Yeah, it seemed reasonable. The fact that we've raised, more than almost $17,000 in 3 years,
Yeah.
when there's so many other things we could spend money on,
Yeah.
we're very grateful for that support from this
It's
community.
exciting. It's
Yeah.
exciting to see where it's going.
And we should also mention that no town money goes
No.
toward this dog
The
park.
town's contribution was the land.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of the. I just want to make sure people know that it's all fundraising
No,
and grant
no
money.
tax dollars were used.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. And your two events that you're charging for, the best dressed stuffed dog is $1 to enter, and the costume contest at 2:00 is $3 to enter.
Yep. $3.
So those
a
are all
dog.
very affordable things. Good. Okay. Sounds good. Do we leave anything out?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'm
When you're
gonna
looking at the dog, is the dog going to talk?
She
maybe.
approves.
Okay. Nancy, one of the other events happening at the Oktoberfest family celebration is we're going to have live music under the tent from a group that's become very familiar to us, the Double Eagle Oktoberfest German Band, and it's being sponsored by the Abington Summer Concerts Committee. And we heard the music actually in the opening credits, and I think we're going to hear it with the closing credits as well. What can you tell us about this group? Because you are our summer concert series person, well, both of you, but we'll let you speak to it.
Okay. Well, we were very lucky to get them this year because they just, not even 2 hours after they said yes to us, somebody else wanted them. So we lucked out, and
But they wanted to come here anyway. They have a
did.
good time.
Yep, and they give everybody else a good time, and it just makes the whole Oktoberfest complete, I think, with this oompa music, you know. One of the criteria is we have to provide them with a little bit of beer because they have this song that they do, and they bring their own beer mugs, and,
They
singing
hoist them.
along.
They hoist them, absolutely. We don't have to actually drink them, but they hoist them.
Well, we're not sure of that.
Absolutely.
But,
You'll have to
they're
attend to
fun.
find out.
That's right.
Watch carefully.
And of course, they're under a tent, and the tent will have tables and chairs so that people, if they want to enjoy the music and have something to eat or a glass of beer,
There you go.
they're welcome to do so. So when Sue mentioned that no town money is being used for the dog park, the same thing is true for the Millennium Complex where the bandstand is. And all of the concerts are provided through the generosity of people around town. They pay for the concerts, and so no town money is used for that either. And because they've been so generous, we've been able to help out Abington Celebrates.
Absolutely.
So-
From the beginning.
Yep, yep. So we're happy to be able to do it.
Very good. They're also an interactive group. They have some instruments that the audience can play as
Yeah,
well.
the tuba especially too.
Well,
I remember you took a turn at it one year.
Someone threw an instrument in my hand, and I had to play it. So, it's just a musician in me.
I don't think there's too many people throwing tubas around.
God, I hope not. But I actually do know how to play a tuba. I played one in the Abington High School band back in the day. So, a little known fact, but now everyone knows it. So there. Anyway, also again, Nancy kind of began to reference that you can't have Oktoberfest without having beer and appropriate food, which will be sponsored primarily by the American Legion. Now, I guess District 10 is going to have a special pouring as well. Ken, can you maybe talk more about that?
A little bit. The American Legion, they did food last year and it worked out very well. So they're
did.
back on board to do the food. They're going to do sausages. You got to have sausages if you're going to have, an Oktoberfest. They're going to do sausages, burgers, dogs, French fries, fried dough, everybody's favorite. And I believe the Boy Scouts Troop 41 is actually going to do pretzels this year.
Fun.
So, you got the beer, you got the pretzels, you get the sausage.
Carbs.
And I believe that, as you mentioned, there's going to be a special pouring, a 10th District beer. But I also understand that there's going to be special commemorative beer glasses. So you can't have beer without a nice glass.
I've heard that. I have heard that, and I don't know. Michelle might know more about that. Are we letting the cat out of the bag about this?
I guess we could.
Okay, we don't have a demonstration piece, but
no, they were shipped today. We'll actually have them tomorrow.
okay, day late,
I'm
and
sorry,
hopefully
they were
not a
shipped
dollar
yesterday.
short. Okay,
Yep, but they skipped right over tonight, so we don't have them.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are pint glasses. They're going to have our Abington Celebrates logo, and
and they make great gifts.
they make great gifts for Christmas. We have a few things coming up.
And we'll have them at
we'll have them.
Oktoberfest, so
Yep.
maybe by special arrangement you can drink out of your own brand new
We could.
Abington Celebrates.
I think we can make that happen.
We can make that happen. Okay, that's very exciting. Anyway, so that's cool. I don't know what else I've forgotten that date, except to say we're still getting and hearing from people who are interested in participating. It's kind of last minute stuff, but last year the Baptist Church had participated. Early reports this year was that they've been very busy settling in a new pastor and wouldn't have time, but just as recently as yesterday, I had an email communication actually from Krista Manna from the First Baptist Church and said, no, we will be there. So, and last year they did pumpkin painting down on Memorial Field, and I think that's what they're planning on doing again this year.
Kids loved that last year.
Oh, they
Right,
did.
had
It
a lot
went
of fun
so I was so
games.
disappointed and glad when Krista reached out to me and said, no, we're doing it. So that was really good news.
And
But
if other groups want to, please.
exactly, it's kind of my point. I mean,
Yeah.
it's getting a little late, but if you really want to jump on board with your organization, your business, your whatever, to be part of this, please reach out to us through our Facebook page. We're not that hard to find, and we're open to a lot of different things. So
I did fail to mention the cream is actually going to be there too, selling ice cream.
for
on Oktoberfest
the Sunday
also, yes.
event.
Yep.
Okay, as well. That's cool. Anyway, it's going to be a great day. It always is. So we're looking forward to that and looking forward
Rain
to
or
great
shine.
participation. Yeah, absolutely rain or shine. We've got a tent for the band, so we're good with that. Something else is happening that day. It's not something we're directly sponsoring, but we're letting everyone know about it. Is the Abington Sports Hall of Fame is doing an induction ceremony that day. They'll start out with a new school tour at 12:15. The ceremony itself starts at 1. Then there's a follow-up reception from 3 to 4. This is a charge event. It's $25 for tickets. It's at the new school, which is logically why they're doing tours of the new school at I have it as 201 Glenowitz Way. I think that's right. Well, hopefully everyone knows where the new school is by now. It's big. It's kind of hard to miss.
We're in it right now.
Yeah, we're taping from the cable studio in the new school, so we know where it is for sure. Anyway, so that's also happening that day. Now there are other follow-up events to this. One of them is very Halloween oriented, and that's at Barrett's Haunted House. Michelle, could you tell us more about that? This is our second
It's not
year.
just the house,
This is our
it's a
second
mansion.
year. So
We were
when
invited back.
We were invited back. When we're not doing the Abington Celebrates weekends, we're spending a lot of time fundraising. And this fall, we have a few events, so we're going to be pretty busy. So we're asking folks to save a few dates. And the first one, as Doug mentioned, is Barrett's Haunted Mansion. It's going to be Wednesday evening, October 24th. Last year, we raised $1,500 towards the
Nice.
fireworks, and we're hoping to do that again this year. We are looking for volunteers, and if anyone's interested, just drop us an email, abingtoncelebrates@gmail.com, or through our Facebook page. The volunteers need to be over 18 years or older. We're looking for both aggressive and non-aggressive roles.
Aggressive.
So if you want to have a chainsaw, or you know,
Don't bring your own.
Don't bring-
don't bring your
They'll
own,
supply the
but we'll
chainsaw.
supply that. And if it's not something that you want to volunteer, but you want to bring the family, the kids, you know, maybe
The kids
Wow.
scare the crap out of them.
not so scary would be better, but you know,
Older kids.
You can bring older kids,
Older kids.
and just come and have a good time and come through the house, and you know.
I understand it's a blast to scare the crap out of people.
It
so-
is. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. You won't have a voice the next day, but it's so worth
I
it.
think one of the reasons we were asked to do it again this year is because our group, we had so many volunteers and we had
Yes.
such a good
Yep,
time. And it translates to the people getting the the crap scared out of
Right,
them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we need about 35 to 40 volunteers. A lot of the folks that we had last year are coming back, but we could always use more. And this year's theme is the sanctuary. I don't know exactly what all that entails.
But you'll find out.
So keep October 24th, Wednesday evening, open for that. The next event is the
Craft show?
annual craft fair
Okay.
hosted by the Abington, the Friends of Abington Seniors. It's on Saturday, October 27th from 10 to 3 p.m. We're going to have our T-shirts, cookbooks, and also our pint glasses for sale. So, and that's just a great event. There's so many vendors, and it's just a great fundraiser for the Friends of Abington Seniors.
And a great pre-Christmas shopping
Oh,
event.
absolutely.
Yes.
Great. Yeah, it's a big Christmas event as well for holiday shopping. And then at the end of November, Friday night, November 30th, we're doing our second Make and Take sign fundraiser. We did one back in the spring, and it was very successful. We took in about, I think, $700. And again, this is a great holiday event. If you need a gift for somebody, you can come and make your own sign. And we're also going to have refreshments, door prizes, and raffles as well. And so that's Friday evening, November 30th. And for each of these events, just we'll be sending out the newsletter. You can sign up on Facebook, and just constant contact
Oh,
as well.
perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Everything celebrates on Facebook. Look for us.
We're
Yeah.
there.
We're there.
We're
We
definitely
update
there.
whenever we can. Of course, there's a newsletter going out now, so get on our constant comment as well. And following all of that, of course, is our final event of the year and of the season, and that is Christmas at Island Grove. And that weekend is going to start out with something I think we did last year for the first time, the Ugly Sweater Ball at the Legion Building. Is that
Absolutely,
correct?
yeah, and that's going to happen again on December 7th. More details to follow. We've got the hall booked, and last year, it's tough on a Friday night,
Yeah.
but I will tell you that the hardy souls that went out that night, they had a blast, and every single one of them is coming back again this year, and we hope to...
Expand the crowd.
Absolutely, it's a lot of fun. It's great photo opportunities. We have photo booths, and we have a great DJ that loves to have fun, so... please, if you can make it, information for this will also be on the Facebook site.
Okay.
And that's sponsored by the Abington Lions Club.
Excellent. And of course, that Saturday night we'll be lighting the town Christmas tree. I say that, we don't have a town Christmas tree yet. We've looked at one that was volunteered from Rockland, maybe, and there's a few others we're looking at around town. If you have about a 35-foot beautiful tree in your yard that we could use as the town tree, we'd be very interested in
You're
that.
not going to get it back, by the way. Just to
No,
let you know.
but you do get a chance to throw the switch to light it, which is kind of cool, and that's located at Island Grove, out on the point on top of the old stone bandstand.
You heard from the people that last year lit the tree, right? Didn't
They
comment?
said if they had another tree, they'd do it again. They
Yeah.
had such a good time with donating it and seeing it used the way it was used. Since last year, we've also had significant financial donations for more lights. When Nick Mazzilli and his crew came in and put the lights on, they said, "You need more lights." So he actually kicked off the fundraising, and I just got another string, not with the lights, but separately, string of 1,000 feet of lights and sockets. We'll have a very well lit tree this year when we get the tree. But anyway, and Santa will be in his secret workshop under the tree, and I'm hoping that Mrs. Claus will be at the cabin in the grove baking cookies, and there might be some storytelling. But it's always a great family event to come out and see the town tree get lit and stay lit through the season. Our very first year, we had a disaster when the tree went over. Didn't happen last year. We learned from our first year, and everything was secure through the season. So that was really very gratifying, and we're looking forward to all of that again this year. Last year, we followed it up with a Sunday afternoon concert at United Church of Christ, where everything we do at Island Grove is very secular, with Santa Claus and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all sorts of Christmas trees and whatever. The next day, we followed it up with a sacred Christmas music concert at United Church of Christ that was very well attended, and we had some wonderful Abington musicians participating, and we're planning that again this year and expanding it. So that's something to look forward to as well. I'm also expecting before the end of the year, we're going to begin our fundraising for the 2019 fireworks. Hopefully at this point, all of you know that one of our dreams to bring fireworks back to Abington came to fruition this year in June for our Flag Day Founders Day weekend. It was a mad success, absolutely crazy, wonderful success, a wonderful hometown feeling to it. And we're striving to do the same. I say that because we're not striving for big crowds. We don't see really our gate. We don't see the number of people as being our sign of success. We had a perfectly good crowd this past year. I'm not telling people in surrounding towns, come one, come all. This is an Abington event. Won't stop anyone from attending it, but we're trying to keep it hometown scale. So keep it to yourselves. We're doing fireworks. Also, we have to thank the business community and the organizations around town who basically paid for it. That's our working model. We're not using tax money at all for any of it. What we're doing instead is turning to organizations to make donations, hopefully on an ongoing multi-year commitment basis, but we've had $1,000 donations, we've had $500 we've had $100 donations, but through 14 donors we raised, I'm going to say 75% of what we needed to pay for the fireworks, not 100%. We had that in our monies that we raised as an organization on our own and through other donations. This year we're aiming to get 100% of the fireworks paid for by our sponsors and to continue to do so on an ongoing basis. It will in some way be bigger and better, but hopefully not a bigger audience. We want to keep it hometown. But I expect you'll be seeing fundraising for that before the end of the year to take some tax advantages, end of year write-off for businesses. So keep that in mind, and we appreciate your generosity, and Abington appreciates your generosity for helping to bring fireworks back to town. It was a spectacular night, and we hope to do it again and again and again. Anyway, gang, what have I left out before we go back to our oompa music to sign us out here tonight?
I just wish we had a beer mug.
Beer mug. They didn't show up in
Almost
time.
had it. Almost had it.
We'll make up for later.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so I thank you for tuning in and hearing about what we do. We are a small organization. We're an ad hoc committee. We're not elected. We're not appointed. We are just us. And we meet at the Dyer Library in Abington at this point like every other Tuesday night. But hit us up if you'd like to participate. We would welcome that. Many hands make easier work, but we're still getting it done, and we still continue to get it done. But if you're in the mood to have fun with us and be part of these town-wide celebrations, we would welcome that. So please feel free to hit us up. And with that, I say thank you very much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you at all of our events.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Well put.